Robby and the Special, a fundamental paper railroad AU story. Robby is a switch engine. He works in the big yard at Paperton, switching trains and shunting coaches into the station. Robby, Miss Sasha, Oliver, and Skell were in the roundhouse one morning when Miss Grace walked up. As you all know, she begun, Claire's been involved in a serious accident. We are currently investigating the cause, and for now, we'll all be sharing Claire's traits between yourselves. She turned to Robby. Robby, a group of enthusiasts have asked me to hold a special train. Robby was surprised. Really, miss? He said. Yes, Robby. The coaches are waiting at the platform. I'll be riding on the train to see if anything goes wrong. And she walked away. Soon, Robby had turned himself around on a turntable and had coupled up to the train. He was waiting for the conductor's whistle when he saw Zip and Edward having a heated argument at the goods station. Before it could dwell any further, the conductor's whistle blew and Robby set off. Come on, come on, come on, come on, he puffed to the coaches. We're coming along, we're coming along, we're coming along, they chanted back. Robby and the enthusiasts had a grand time. Their first stop was Red Ridge. The enthusiasts got out and took photographs of the station, the yard, the turntable, and even Robby. But soon they were off again. Then they stopped at the viaduct. Robby ran up the viaduct a few times with enthusiasts to get photographs. Robby was enjoying himself enormously. Then they stopped at a set of water troughs. Water troughs are pans placed between the tracks. Engines have scoops built in their tenders. The fireman lowers these scoops when the engine runs over the water trough, so they can pick up water on the go. However, this causes water to splash up from either side of the tender, which could soak anybody on the other line. Miss Grace had timetabled the train without knowing this, and Robby didn't know what was going to happen. The enthusiasts had got out, and Robby was about halfway up the troughs when... Splash! Mr. Apple rocketed by a freighter on the other track. Robby, the coaches, and the enthusiasts were all drenched. Miss Grace had gone out of the coaches to see what the matter was. She was in for a shock when the enthusiasts started complaining about getting soaked. Robby felt bad for Miss Grace as he continued to the next station. Enthusiasts got out to get a change of clothes. Robby was idling in the station when the yardmaster ran up to him. Riley's stalled up the line. Could you bring the train back here? Of course, Robby replied. Soon, Robby had arrived to where Riley had stalled. She stood on the switch, her body tilted to the left. So, did your suspension springs break? He asked innocently. An embarrassed whoosh of steam from Riley told him all he needed to know. Robby coupled up to the train and pulled it back to the station. Back at the station, the enthusiasts were back to complaining at Miss Grace for getting soaked. Miss Grace is trying, and failing, to calm them down. Then they heard a whistle, and Robby puffed triumphantly into the station with a broken-down Riley in her train. The enthusiasts had forgotten to be cross and started to take photos of Robby, and, much to her chagrin, of Riley too. That evening, Robby returned to the roundhouse. All the other engines were there as well. So, how's your run? Asked Dingle. It was great, exclaimed Robby, and he recounted all that happened that day.